السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. I just want to make a couple of points for tonight or tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. Tonight at Maghrib time, that's when the itikaaf finished. And this is according to the majority of the Muslim jurists believe that the itikaaf finished at Maghrib, because by Maghrib time you have the night of Eid, and the night of Shawwal is not one of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to do the last 10 nights of Ramadan. But some ulama, some scholars, a few scholars said that you should leave after Fajr. You should leave after Fajr. But among them, from the modern days, Shaykh bin Baz rahimahullah ta'ala, because of a hadith that Aisha radiallahu anha mentioned, something like that he left at Fajr. But there is a debate first about the authenticity of this narration. Two, that even if the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did that once in his lifetime, it's not something, became the standard or for the Ummah, because the only reason we do the itikaaf is to seek Laylatul Qadr, the Laylatul Qadr. That's the main reason for making itikaaf. That's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except from all of us. If somebody wants to stay to Fajr, it's up to him or to her. Number two, in Eid, it is sunnah to say Allahu Akbar after Salat al-Fajr until we pray Eid, So takbirat doesn't start at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock or whatever they put in the flyers. The takbirat start after Salat al-Fajr. After Salat al-Fajr, you make takbir until you pray Eid, and there is no specific format of takbir. What has been narrated from the Sahaba, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, walillahi alhamd. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا. All this been narrated from the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Also, اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد. All this, it's okay to say. Also, one of the points that I would like to mention, that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to dress nice, and the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam approved Umar when he dressed very nicely for Eid, and only he comment on Umar because Umar wear in Eid jubbah, a dress made of silk harir, and the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam forbade him from it just because it was made of silk. But other than that, he accepted the concept of wearing something new for Eid. So buying new clothes, but without getting into debt, without being over spending, that will not be something right to do. But it's good to buy for yourself, for your kids, make them happy. Also, it's been narrated that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum wa arda'ahum used to give to the children's money and gifts, small gifts. We call it back home idiyya, or here home too. So we call it idiyya, which is like, it's like a gift for Eid. And still, big and even big people can be given idiyya. So if you have sons, you can still give them that. But one thing I want to say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we read this verse today. وَلَا تُؤْتُوا السُّفَهَاءَ أَمْوَالَكُمْ. You don't give your wealth and money to someone who doesn't understand the value of money. So I see like 2-3 years old kid with $50. Yeah, these spoiled kids, man. My father here, but he doesn't understand English, so I cannot say that. But we never got that $50 kind of idea. Okay. So, nothing. You guys embarrass me. So, I'm in trouble. You cannot give that amount of money. Somebody has to handle the money. Somebody has to handle the money in a case like this. You can give him, but somebody has to handle them. Also the gifts and, wrapping gifts and opening it and having fun. All this is something good to do. Tonight there is a practice people do. It's called henna jir. What do you call it?
Chandra.
Chandra. Chandra? Chandra. Jan? Chand Raat. Raat. Chand Raat. Okay. Tiga. Okay. This Chand Raat is basically where sisters usually, correct me if I'm mistaken, sisters gather, they do henna, decorate the hands, they song, they dance, they have a lot of, like a party, okay? And people were angry too. Some people even were angry at this and telling, how can you, end of Ramadan, you're celebrating the end of Ramadan. And I really don't see it this way. I see it celebrating the Eid, not celebrating the end of Ramadan. Actually, it is sunnah in the Eid that women dance and they have duf and they have, and in the Eid, it doesn't necessarily to be the day of Eid, it could be even the night before Eid. Because the night, I'll come, so. The night before Eid, it's part of the Eid. Because the night tonight is part of what is going to happen. It's part of the day of Eid tomorrow. So this is something will be in that limit. In that limit, it's permissible. Where women gather together, where women sing, and maybe they have duf and they like tap drums and make henna and they have fun and joy, that's fine. But if the gathering, which is I heard also people do it in a way we're mixing men and women, where music's completely, and it became like a'udhu billah, missing the salawat, and this will be not correct. So what we try to educate people to celebrate and to have fun in the halal way. People say we should be sad over the end of Ramadan. Actually, we should be happy that Eid is coming. That's a day of happiness, a day of joy. And also we're happy that Allah have helped us to accomplish a very great mission, which is to fast these 30 days to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Islam there is time for happiness, there is time of laugh, there is a time for having any serious time, there is time this, there is time. But alhamdulillah, there is no time for haram. There is no time for haram. All our time is in the halal area and the ibadat area, between these two circles. So this is just something I want to say about that. Also in Eid, it is Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he give the permission, and he asked the woman why, from Ansar, why they don't have a duf in the Ansar, the people of Ansar, they love singing, they love lahu. Lahu, it means, say partying, but having fun, singing, having a good time. And then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, they like that. Islam should not take that fun part from your life. Should not take that part away from your life. You think being Muslim means you don't have to cry 24/7. That's not how it is. That's not how it is. So I hope that Eid will be celebrated in this. It is bad to have a custom. I don't know about other culture, but in the Arab culture, we have this, and it is something not right, in my opinion, wrong practices. In Eid, they go to the cemetery. Eid is not for the dead. Eid for is the living one. I don't know other culture they have this. It's not the day to go to across the culture. Yeah. So it is a day not to get sad, and it's a day for happiness, and may Allah forgive to our dead ones. But it's a day to celebrate with the living one, not with the dead one. So that's something also I just want to mention. It is sunnah tomorrow before you leave your home, coming to the Masjid for Eid, to eat dates, to break your fast before you come to the Masjid. Don't come without eating. If you don't have dates, drink water or whatever you want. I'm getting Starbucks tomorrow. Whatever, that's too much before iftar. before Salat al-Eid. So before Eid, you break your fast, you eat something before you come to the Eid prayer. From the Sunnah also, that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to come in one street and he goes back home from another street. But why he did that? To meet more people and to congratulate more people. So it's not really, now you cannot say it's a Sunnah because you don't meet anybody, you're in your car and you don't meet anyone. So I wouldn't say it's a Sunnah to practice it, but the Sunnah would be to try to outreach and to greet people you don't know. Like make sure tomorrow when you come to the masjid, there's someone you always see in the masjid but you didn't know his name. A sister that you always, not you guys, a sister back there, she knows another sister, she always comes to the masjid, doesn't know her name. You know what? Go and ask what's her name. Again, the sister, she go and ask what's that sister's name. You know, get to know each other. That's part of the Sunnah, to greet one another. Can we make that agreement as a community? Make sure that this Eid, you'll get to know the name of someone you don't know before. Would you guys agree with me? You commit to it? Muhammad, Victor, good? Oh, that would be nice. Anybody? Take with the left and give with the right. So he's asking who should take the idea and who should give the idea. So we should all exchange. So for example, Muhammad now he works, so he can give you idea.
He doesn't work.
طيب الله يبارك فيكم جميعا. ألف مبارك لكم إن شاء الله عيدكم. May Allah accept your siyam and qiyam. And inshallah we'll see you tonight inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.